Hi there, Colin here with another tutorial for the B2B Dashboard. Managing user roles and permissions in the B2B Dashboard is essential for controlling what users can and cannot do. In this video, we'll break down how roles work, why they matter, and best practices for setting them up efficiently. Roles are a collection of permissions that define what actions a user can perform. Think of it like this. A regional manager may have full control over employee records, for example, creating, reading, updating, and deleting them. Meanwhile, a local manager may only have permission to read those records. In this case, regional manager and local manager are the roles, while actions like create, read, update, and delete are the permissions. The best way to learn about roles and permissions is to explore the configuration of the dashboard. So let's go there and do that now. So starting from the front end of the dashboard, we'll choose settings on the left, and then we will choose admin and move into the admin panel, which by the way is only available if you are a super admin of the B2B dashboard. On the left-hand side, we'll choose roles, and this will display the roles that are currently configured in the dashboard. Out of the box, the dashboard comes with three roles: administrator, analyst, and student. The student role is used to designate users of Thinkific who will not access the dashboard. As the name suggests, this is generally students. Analyst is similar to a group analyst in Thinkific. They can view most information, such as enrollments and reports, but they can't make changes like, for example, changing the expiry date or removing a student from a course. Generally speaking, these roles should cover the majority of use cases of the B2B dashboard, but if you ever need to, you can tailor the permissions of each role individually. For example, let's assume we want to alter the permissions granted by the administrator role. If we move to the right-hand side here and choose the arrow, this will list out all the permissions that are currently enabled for the administrator. So if we choose the permissions tab here at the top, we can see what this user can and cannot do. And as you expect, as an administrator, they can do most things. So you can see there's only a handful of items that are not allowed. For example, this user cannot remove a user from the Thinkific group. Let's move back to the first page here and just turn some things off just to show you. So let's say, for example, we don't want administrators to be able to create notes or create reports. So this is now disabled for them, and we choose Save Changes. This means any user with the administrator role can no longer create notes or create reports. If we move back to configuration, I want to note that this is a global role. Global roles are available to every team and can be assigned to any user. They're recommended for most cases since they simplify permission management across teams. If you create a custom role that's not a global role, it must be assigned to a team, and then only once it's assigned to a team, it can be assigned to a user. This approach allows for much greater flexibility, but requires additional setup to ensure right users have access to the correct functions. If you ever want to check what users have this particular role, if you choose the Users tab here, it lists out all the users within the dashboard that currently have the administrator role. If we choose teams, we can see what teams are assigned to. As this is a global role, it's available to all teams. This will be blank. Something to note is that a user can have different roles depending on what team they're on. So for example, a user could be an analyst on one team and they could be administrator on another. If you ever want to check users, just come to the Teams tab here. And we're going to go ahead and open the B team by using the arrow on the right-hand side. And this will list out all the users on the team. We can also see what role they currently have. So these two here, Lance and Maria, are administrators. Let's say, for example, we want to change the role of Merlin here to an administrator. If we just choose the option here and click View User, go over to the Teams option, click Options again, change role, and let's go ahead and make them administrator, click Change Role. So they're now an administrator on the WinNinja team. On the front end, I also want to demonstrate how a user of the dashboard can change the roles of their own user. So if they come to Settings here on the left-hand side, choose Team, scroll down, they'll list out all the users that are currently on their system. Let's say, for example, they wanted to change the analyst role to administrator. Let's choose Arlo here. We'll click Manage. We'll change them to an administrator and click Update. And Arlo is now an administrator. To finish up, I have a number of best practices for you. Use global roles wherever possible to maintain a simple and scalable permission system. In my experience, it's really rare that you need additional roles beyond what they include in the dashboard. Double check permissions before making changes as they apply immediately. Avoid unnecessary custom roles. Group users with similar needs under the same role. Lastly, set up a testing account so you can log in as a dashboard user and confirm what permissions they have. As always, feel free to get in touch using the details below or check out our help documentation for further information.